Tourism supports about 5,000 jobs in the mountains and contributes about $500 million a year to this economy through here, so it's pretty important.
I believe in the concept of protected areas, but also strongly believe in linking them up and having, areas in between that are important or are valuable for wildlife in one stage or another, and involving the communities to make that happen. And yeah, I just got very interested by this program.
So I believe that connectivity is how you can work together, how you can bring the most you have, the best things you have for conservation and also for tourists, because now the protected areas are in the wish list of everyone.
What you've got here is silt, mud. If you look carefully, often river pebbles. The instruction book read a metre to go, hand dig the remaining metre.
I like the Jenolan Cave a lot. In China, we also have such kind of caves, but because there are too many colorful lights, but this time it's just like white and a little gray, and it is a little yellow, and the guide will turn on the light little by little, and finally we will see all of the caves. It's like.
From the lowlands on the coast up onto the escarpment, onto the high country on a seasonal basis. Now working with Brendan Mackey and Graham Warble.
Most of the work that happens with the trees, the fencing off areas, all happens. I sort of try and get funding for a few things to try and do that sort of work.
You show the mark, please.
And I think this is a proof you're doing good for the world, because for me, in my case, I wait 40 years to come to know Australia, and that's the first place I come to know and learn from you, so thank you.
Disturbing my hair.
The importance of being here is that you can understand different contexts, historical, cultural, and then you can try to compare and take lessons. For instance, it's much stronger here, the feeling of partnership. So you have so many different organizations working together under one vision. So that's something that we've been trying to do in the Atlantic Forest in Brazil. But here you have much more voluntary work.
You folks are absolutely committed to doing conservation. I think it's not only visionary, it's grounded in the fact that you've made it part of Australia conservation. I think you could tell that from the farmer to the politician, that everyone sees that this is vital for Australia. And I think everyone can see themselves in the landscape. It's like everyone's connected to the landscape, but not connected to each other, and the GER is connecting them.
I've heard all the jokes.
We then went back to the drawing board. We sort of said, as you can see now, is over there.
The narrative that I think is so strong for the Great Eastern Ranges initiative. It's why governments, we believe, hopefully Queensland, are going to come on board, because they can see the narrative of connecting up the landscape is really important.
I'm very glad that I can learn something here. As I was a schoolboy, I remember formula. Australia is a green continent. But as I become geographer, I understand that it's not very right. It's more yellow. You know, if you look on the NDVI map, you understand it's more yellow as green. Nevertheless, now I see that it's really green because of the mentality.
We learn a lot from this experience. It's not only about how to connect the wildlife habitats through the technological way, but also I think it's about how to connect the people, connect the policies. And I think for our field trip team, I think the Divide Crossing is also about connect different people from different field to conserve our nature.
Some great progress was made in the Australian Alps with the interconnection of the Alpine National Parks to near Melbourne fairly early in the piece, and that became an inspiration for interconnected transboundary conservation initiative.
It's been fabulous. We've learned a lot, and I'm just really inspired, I think is the word a lot of us are using, that this is possible to connect people and help people see their place in the whole picture of what is a huge project, but is really important for for Australia and this region, and yeah, it's a fabulous project.
And so I realised that it's not just a scientific challenge, it's a really big social challenge. But I think the people are going to be interested in it because it's just such a visionary concept.
I think we wouldn't have had such a wonderful trip if we hadn't had such wonderful leaders, inspirers, and thank you for all the work that goes into us. You said that you didn't expect to have this trip on top of all your other work. Well, it's been wonderful that you've done this for us, and we just want to say thank you very much. Yeah. Do we all agree on that?
And I want to add one final comment.
This large landscape work is all about connecting people, and for me it's like conservation as if people mattered. It really is.